Hey, YouTubers. This is Paul Lentz. Feeling inspired to make some another video today about what's going on in the world. And I just came across this horrific treatment of this 60-year-old woman in Knoxville, Tennessee, by the fucking cops. I mean, we all know how, the cops, like to beat up and just violate the rights of black people. But this lady was a 60-year-old white female that was at a hospital complaining of chest pains. And I guess the hospital had supposedly did everything they could and said, we can't do anything for you. And she wouldn't leave, so they called the cops on her. And her name is Lisa Edwards. And these 4 white cops show up. And, the video was released by the police chief. And just seeing how, you got to watch this video. I mean, she's complaining. You could tell she's short of breath. And they start ridiculing her, making fun of her, calling her phony. This one fucking white trash pig cop was like, I want to go get some coffee, and you're inconveniencing me. And you know what? I'm going to put you on the side of the sidewalk and just leave you be. And then when she couldn't move, they tried to put her in this paddy wagon deal, and she couldn't get up in there. And then they dragged her and put her in the back of a cop car, and they were going to take her to jail. And you could hear her wheezing in the back of the car, the video that they have, and then she just quit breathing. And then when this fucking pig cop gets out of the fucking car, and he opens the door, tells her, get up, grabs her by, she slumped over, grabs her by the back of her head, and she's not breathing. He keeps yelling at his buddies, she's faking, or maybe she's not, I don't know. And they take her back to the hospital, she died of a stroke. This happened last month, and then this white bitch who's the fucking prosecutor there said, well, they did autopsy and they said she died of natural causes. Yeah, she had a fucking stroke because those fucking 4 cops, they didn't take her back to the fucking hospital. She died in the back of that fucking cruiser. And I mean, it's like, just listening to these motherfuckers talk. I mean, it's like, at first I used to think these motherfuckers are just assholes, power tripping, egotistical, fascist fuckheads. But you know what? The more I see stuff like this, I'm just starting to think that most cops are just stupid motherfuckers, man. It's like they find these motherfuckers from the barely past the GED school of stupidity to become cops. I mean, think about it. I mean, most crime doesn't get solved. I mean, only the stupid motherfucking criminals get caught. I mean, it's like, if it wasn't for genealogy and with the DNA thing, I mean, all these murderers get caught now, 30, 40 years later, they wouldn't be caught. And then, of course, when they have a press conference, these cops are, we did everything we could, and, we didn't give up. And it was due diligence. No, it wasn't. It was science, you inbred stupid motherfuckers. And that lady died of natural causes earlier than she should have. Should have taken her ass back to the hospital. I'd be willing to bet that she didn't have health insurance. The reason why that fucking hospital treated her that way. But it doesn't matter. Once you're in the care of law enforcement, once they arrested her and put her back, she's under their care. And it was obvious she was wheezing. Watch the fucking video. Type in Lisa Edwards, Knoxville police, and you'll see it. But these motherfuckers are just fucking stupid. Gotta be. I mean, it can't be that fucking fascist. I mean, what, they run out of black people to beat up and violate? They gotta start picking up on old-ass white women? I mean, it reminds me, a couple years ago, there was this lady named Karen Gardner, a 73-year-old white lady in Loveland, Colorado. She was suffering from dementia, and somehow she walked away from her house, and she ended up at a Walmart, and she went to get some shampoo or something simple, wasn't anything extravagant, and she walked out without paying for it, and security stopped her, and she gave it back to him, and then started walking away, and they called the cops on her, and she's walking down the road, and the cop car pulls up, tell her, hey lady, did you steal something? I'm just trying to go back home. She got this kind of like a goofy look on her face, because she's fucking old with dementia. And these two cops, a white guy and a white girl, just fucking, the white guy just brutalized her. He grabbed her arm, basically like this takedown where he snapped her fucking shoulder. You can hear it pop. And she starts crying. They handcuff her, and they put her back in there. And when they take her back to the fucking, to the police station, they throw her in the fucking jail cell. There's video on this. Go online and look at YouTube. Karen Gardner, Loveland, Colorado. And so she's crying and pain in the fucking jail cell. And then they start watching him and the lady the lady cop start watching video of the incident, from this body cam on a computer terminal. And when he goes, watch it. And you can hear the pop on her shoulder, and they start laughing. And then then when this all came out, they take her to the hospital, and they found her shoulder all fucked up and everything. They ended up firing both of them. And that dude got sent to jail for 5 years. He pled guilty, went to jail for 5 fucking years. And I think the other lady lost her job. May got like a few months. I don't know. She got like something in jail for it because she didn't assist, didn't assist her. But, just in recent past, 2 old ass white ladies getting fucking, just horrifically treated by the police. One resulting in her shoulder getting popped, and the other one died. Because of, they're supposed to care for that lady, the one that just died. I mean, it's like, would you want your grandmother treated that way? Just listen to how they talk to her. They make fun of her. Just horrific treatment. And I mean, it's like, don't these guys got any comprehension skills? But of course, most white people will be like, they're just doing their job. I'd love me some Back to Blue. Let's Back to Blue. Yeah, fuck those lib labs. Unfucking believable, man. And white people are fucking baffled, that other people hate their fucking asses. I'm white, and I hate fucking most white people. And I can say that, all right? Just like black people can use the N-word with each other where a white person can't. Rightfully so, they can't do it. Got no reason to ever use that fucking word. Well, guess what? I'm white, and I can be critical of other white people and say I hate fucking white people too. At least the fucking Jesus freak conservative ones. Because let me tell you something. 73% of white men vote Republican. That's right. 3/4 of motherfuckers who look like me vote Republican. And that means, you know what? I hate you motherfuckers. You vote Republican, I hate your motherfucking ass. And 55% of white women vote Republican. Fucked up. It's just unbelievable. And every one of these fucking white Republican women is against the ERA, which is the Equal Rights Amendment for Men and Women. It's just unbelievable, man. Like white women are like the Uncle Tom. Like when, you had like the, back in the slave days, or like even today, like Clarence Thomas, that Eric Adams fucking mayor of New York, Uncle Tom motherfucker. Well, Republican women are their Uncle Tom version when it comes to that. Just sell out, stand by your man. My husband voted Republican, I got to vote Republican for him too. Because it's all about the fucking money. White Republican women want that security, they want that fucking money, and hell, everybody else. Like with, it makes like with the abortion thing. It's like, they're so against abortion. But let me say this, let some rich white family, like, some white, like, some rich white guy whose wife or blonde hair, blue eyed daughter got raped by some black guy and knocked up. You think that he would force his fucking wife or his fucking daughter have that fucking kid? Hell no. I mean, yes, as soon as they, that the wife or the daughter guy came from the hospital after they got examined, the next visit would be to, to be a doctor's office that fucking perform that abortion just like that. Yet, you know what? These fucking red states want to pass laws that, ban abortion, even in cases of rape and incest. Because it's like, it ain't the baby's fault or the fetus's fault that, how it was created. Because I used to say this years ago, when it used to be Republicans were, against abortion in cases of rape and incest. And I remember making this argument years ago. Well, you know what? I mean, if you're going to be against abortion, why be against it in cases of rape and incest? Because you know what? I mean, that's inconsistent. You're sitting there saying that, a child that's conceived through a rape is bad, but people who get raped, child that's conceived during, recreational sex, well, you know what? That woman should be forced to have that kid. And now, and then when they got called on the hypocrisy of it, then like these red states are going around passing that shit. But you know what? I mean, I don't think any man has a right to tell a female what she should do with her fucking body. I mean, you know what? Let me use myself as an example. I'm glad that I'm alive. Let me get this clear. I'm glad to be alive. But I was born in 1972. And my mother was 15 years old in 1971, barely turned 15, when my father knocked her ass up. 21-year-old guy. Fuck him. By the way, I hate that motherfucker. But I won't give him reasons why I hate his fucking ass. But my mom had to drop out of school in the 9th grade and marry his fucking ass. And you know what? If I was her father, I would have encouraged her, you know what? You don't need to ruin your fucking life. Have an abortion. You can stay in school and not marry that fucking asshole. Because he's a fucking asshole. But my mom, But see, Roe versus Wade didn't come into effect until 1973. And I was ended up being born in 71. In January 72. And I think due to the math, I was probably conceived in like April or May of 71. In the South, which is probably hard to get an abortion back then. But I can logically, even though I'm glad to be alive today, I can logically separate myself and my interests from the situation and just look at it logically and go, you know what? Her life probably would have been a lot easier if she was able to have a fucking abortion. It's her choice. But it wasn't. And, I'm here today. And, that's beside the point. Again, I'm glad to be alive. I'm 51 years old, but I can just logically, look back, not be selfish and look back at things and say, you know what? Yeah, it would have been easier. Now, if a woman wants to get pregnant, gets pregnant at 15, wants to have a kid, hey, more power to her. That's her choice. But I don't think a 15-year-old woman, is mature enough to have a fucking kid. I know when I was 15 years old, I wasn't mature enough to be a fucking father. So, I mean, it's like, an argument can be made that, you know what, I was deprived. I had to grow up, with a, for a teen mom. Didn't know anything about parenting. So, arguments be made, but regardless, of how I feel about that, it's not my place to tell a woman, no matter her age, whether she should have a kid or not. Now I do believe this, like, I hear about these 10-year-old girls that get, raped, molested or whatever, and they get pregnant. I don't think they should be having fucking kids. I think if a parent had any kind of fucking sanity, you wouldn't force your fucking 10-year-old girl, neither the government. Like what happened in Indiana last year, or somewhere in Ohio, 10-year-old girl got fucking raped and knocked up, and they had to take her to Indiana or to get an abortion. And, and then the fucking attorney general of Indiana tried to like do something where he's going to like fucking have her fucking arrested or something. And, of course they can't do anything like that, because, I mean, it was within the time frame. But anyway, regardless, these fucking Republicans want to fucking, impose, you know, forced birth, on every female that gets pregnant. And again, it goes back to premarital sex. They don't believe that single people should be having fucking sex. And my response is like, you know what? Fuck you. Not everybody wants to get married and have fucking kids. Sex is not a bad thing. If people want to have sex, because they want to have pleasure and it's consensual, they don't have to be fucking married. But that's the thing about, married people and fucking like religious people. They're like, well, I'm married, I'm sacrificed, I got a family. I mean, I can't go out and party or go play poker or sleep in and watch football on Sunday. I got responsibilities. Well, that's your choice, motherfuckers. You chose to get married. You chose to have kids. You chose to have fucking responsibility. Not everybody wants that fucking life. Who the fuck are you to tell me that I can't enjoy living my single fucking life? I'm 51 years old. I enjoy being fucking single. I enjoy coming home to my dog and my cat, and, I say hi to them and, pet them and everything. And then they just go about their own business. I like being able to I go out and play poker, 4 or 5 days a week. I play for as long as I want to, and then when I'm ready to leave, I come home and do my thing, walk my dog, watch some TV, fuck around the internet. I like watching sports. I don't want to have to be littered with responsibility that comes with being married and having kids. And if I meet somebody, want to have sex with her, I can. And don't have to worry about the fucking commitment thing. Because, even in San Francisco, San Francisco's known for being like gay friendly. And it is. But there are plenty of fucking females here that work, that have their own thing going. And you know what? They're not necessarily looking to go to a bar or a restaurant and, meet men, or like do the whole fucking, needy thing. There are women out here that want to get fucked by a guy that likes to be aggressive in the bedroom, talk a little dirty to them. And then, after he gives it to them the way they want it, and then you lay down and you cuddle and you're talking, and then, have that after sex talk. And then either I leave or she leaves. And it's like, hey, it's a good thing for both of us. She got what she wanted. I got what I wanted. And she goes back to her job. I've had several friends with benefits over the 25 plus years I've been out here, with career-minded women, and it's like, I don't ever bother them. Whenever they want to call me up, they need some dick, they call me up, and, and it was, and then whenever they reached the phase or point of their life where they wanted to settle down and get married, they did it. And it was like, okay, you know what? I didn't mind being used. I got something out of the deal. I mean, there's something good about having sex with somebody that has a need. They get something out of it too. I like to be aggressive. I like to pull the hair, smack the ass a little bit, talk dirty to them, but in a consensual way where she likes it. Now, I wouldn't want to do that shit if a woman wasn't into that. But I can like play that role and act like, yeah, you dirty little slut. You really like it, don't you, bitch? But then not really mean that shit. Like a role play kind of way. And there are women that like that shit. They got their fucking lives, their careers, they got put on this facade, in their professional lives. When they go to bed, they want a guy to fucking take control and fuck the shit out of them. And then, when it's over with, it's over with. Who are these fucking Republicans, these fascist, cuck, Jesus freak fuckheads, to tell people like me and these other women, guys like me, that, what, you gotta be married to have fucking sex. Fuck you. You fascist motherfuckers. Because that's what the end game, abortion was not the end game. That's the beginning game. I said this in my last post. The Supreme Court bastards, these corporate cocksucking, fascist, Jesus freak fuckheads who want to turn America into the Christian version of the fucking Taliban. You know, I was having a discussion the other day at the poker table, with a guy, and they're all, you're wrong. And this older guy who I disagree with a lot of shit with at the poker table, he says, I agree with you. This guy's a fucking lawyer, 80 years old, still practicing fucking law, man. And he's got a sharp mind. He's a grumpy old man. Every time he gets a bad beat, he fucking gets grumpy, throws the cards. But, he's a very intelligent guy, and he agreed with me. That's what these fucking Christians want. To turn America into the Christian version of the fucking Taliban. And I want to bring this up quickly. I don't bitch about Islam or, Judaism or the other religions that much because they don't have any power here in America. Now, yeah, sure, what I know about, the Middle East and Islam, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Islam's probably a little bit more fucked up than Christianity is. I'd say probably the difference between Islam and Christianity is about 1,400 years of evolution. Would I want my daughter to be, living in the Muslim world? Hell no. If I had a daughter. Hell no. I like looking at women that like to reveal their bodies. I don't want to see a woman walk around with a fucking tarp on her. I don't want to be, would want to be like around a woman that, just was afraid to talk to me and just did her, submitted to me, because she's afraid I was going to slap her around or something. Having like that kinky fun in the bedroom is one thing, but like outside the bedroom, no, I wouldn't want that shit. That's just fucking fucked up. It's creepy. Men that need that kind of control over a female, outside the bedroom, they must have little dicks. I mean, because if you feel comfortable about yourself, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna want to your ego don't need to be stroked like that. You're comfortable in yourself. You don't need a woman to do that. Cater to every word you say and live in fear of you. No, man. But anyway, that's why I think that these fucking Republicans, all got fucking little cocks, and they want to have that AR-15. They want to have that gas guzzler monster truck. Because they got little fucking peckers. Shriveled up micro penises. That's what they call it. Like that, the guy that was the, what do you call it? The Golden State Killer that raped all those women and they caught with genealogy back in 2019. I watched the thing and all those women that, they got together, they had dinner, his victims before it came out, it was him, they found out who he was. And the one thing that they all they discovered they had in common, was the guy had a fucking micro penis. Not a little dick. A micro fucking penis. Your dick has got to be fucking hella fucking small for women to remember how fucking little your fucking dick is. To want to go rape, feel the need to go rape all these women. Or to fucking, pass legislation that, makes them fucking have kids they don't want to have. Yeah. You got fucking little fucking peckers, you fascist cuck fuck motherfuckers. I bet your wives behind your fucking backs, they're fucking the fucking, the landscaper, some guy at the fucking club, some guy at the country club that's fucking mowing the grass, or the guy giving them tennis lessons, or the yoga instructor. Yeah. I'd be willing to bet that fucking shit. All these women, standing behind their man, after a while, these dickless, fucking micro penis, fucking cuck fuck Republican fascist fuckheads, even these fucking women, these tight ass fucking Stepford wife type bitches, they need some fucking real dick every once in a while. And I can attest to this because you know what? In my 25 plus years of living in San Francisco, I've had several fucking friends with benefits with married fucking females. Who's with one girl I was fucking with years ago, with a hedge fund guy. Nice guy, but too nice, if you know what I mean. Not exactly packing. And, she told me, you know what? I need a guy to take control and just fuck the shit out of her. Tell her what a dirty little slut she is. But these fucking Republican men, it's like, they got this Madonna whore complex with women. It's like they married like their wife, the loving mother they put on a fucking pedestal, But I'm sure they got fucking mistresses and fucking, side pieces on the side. That's what I mean about the Republicans, like they married, had these marriages of convenience, and I bet they're all fucking around each other. These eyes wide shut orgy like fascist fuckheads. If I always tell myself, if I were to ever get married, I would make sure that the woman I married, I was sexually compatible with. There's no way I'll fucking marry a female and be like, we're not on the same fucking page. I'd rather stay fucking single and do my own thing. If I was ever going to make that commitment, because if you're going to get married, so you kind of pretty much have to make a commitment with, to be monogamous. Because, like today with diseases and everything, so it's just not practical to fuck around. Plus other people find out, it's just, and particularly when you have kids, it's just not practical to do that, That's why you watch porn together with your partner, to spice things up. You can do a little fantasy stuff or whatever. But anyway, I guess advice coming from motherfuckers never been married. But I'm just saying, it doesn't mean I ain't thought about it, but still. Yeah, I guess I went from talking about these fascist fucking cops, to talking about friends with benefits. I will say this though. I've always wanted to say this. When Tinder first came out, Tinder was the shit. You could actually meet like whether one night stands or friends with benefit type females on there. But man, I think this started right before the pandemic started. But ever since then, now you go on fucking Tinder, every ad is like, "Hey, I'm a laundry." It's like like Tinder turned into Match.com, a laundry list of shit. These women actually say on there that if you're looking about sex, swipe left or whatever. And I'm like, it's like I'm not interested. And I'm like, fucking Tinder is a fucking hookup sex site. When the fuck did Tinder become Match.com? Women fucking ruined fucking Tinder. If I wanted to look for a fucking relationship, I'd go on fucking Match.com. Not fucking Tinder. So I quit fucking going on Tinder, But you know what I will say is much more effective? Having a dog. I got my dog Stella back in December of 2016. And when she was a puppy, her first 2.5 years, I'd take her to the dog park and she would play like with any dog wanted to play with her. And a dog is a great way to meet, to meet like other women, to talk to. Because if your dog goes up there and plays with her dog, particularly a hot female, you gotta talk to her. You kind of like talk to her and, hey, how's your dog? What's your dog's name? What's your name? And then, you see her a few days a week at the same dog park and your dog plays with her. You kind of like steer your dog over there and you can talk. And then after she sees you for a few weeks or a month or 2 months and she gets to know you and she gets to look forward to seeing you and our two dogs play together. And within the first year of me going to this park, I had 3 fucking females that I would see, a couple times a month, and I never had like 3 females I kind of like was seeing, like that with friends. Usually I have one person, a friend with benefit. I see, 4 or 5 times a month. And then, I go on somebody else, but I ended up meeting 3 females. 2 of them was married and one of them was engaged to be married. And they lasted for, like a year and a half. And then I am meeting somebody else and and so on. Now my dog is like 6.5 and she doesn't really play as much as she used to, but she still goes up and people pet her because she's a cute fucking dog. She's half lab, half border collie, 70 pounds, very fucking great personality, fucking smart and adorable. And women want to pet her, but she's not as playful as she used to be, and so, maybe I have to go get me another puppy to train and, if I need to like try to hook up. But that aside, that's what I tell people now. Get a fucking puppy. Get a fucking puppy. That's what you do. And you spend some time with your puppy, you train them right, and then you take them to the park, and that's a great way to meet females. A lot of women have dogs. And it's a great way to break the fucking ice. Because I admit, I'm not the most handsomest motherfucker around, but I'm 6'2", and I'm not afraid to talk. And I got then I got a little sense of humor. I can try to be a little funny, and you know what? And I can test the waters a little bit with certain comments, conversation and stuff, and be like, if she doesn't bite, kind of back off, but if she does, then go from there. And that's half the battle, just even trying, because a woman, she'll let you know. She'll kind of like do her little thing about, I'll try to nibble a little bit, see if he's going to try to push too far. And if you just play it right, you let them make the decision. You want them to be the one to kind of like, okay, this guy's safe. Because that's what women want to feel. They want to feel like they're fucking safe with you. Particularly the women that like for a guy to be more aggressive in the bedroom. They just don't want some fucking, sadistic motherfucker to like fucking choke them to death and, do, all kinds of Jeffrey Dahmer like shit to them. They want to feel safe. But they also don't want you to be too nice in the fucking bedroom too, man. Like where they gotta be, they basically coach your fucking ass. So anyway, you guys take this as a grain of salt, however you want to do it. But I wanted to kind of get into that because it's like, you know what? I want these fucking Republicans to tell me how to live my fucking life. If I want to fuck as much as I want to fuck, I should be able to fuck without being fucking married. Fuck you. Just like, if you want to pray 10,000 times a day, give 10% of your income to a fucking wacko pastor, who's going to fucking support his fucking lavish lifestyle, go ahead. More power to you. Don't mean I got to. Even though I think religion's fucking stupid, I wouldn't be in favor of banning it. We live in a free country, people. If people want to use religion as a sense of comfort, whatever, whatever gets people through the fucking day. But why do you gotta fucking force people like me to fucking bow down to your fucking made up God? If I had it in me, let's say I had it in me to believe that fucking Jesus is for real, right? And that I accepted Jesus in my heart as my Lord and fucking Savior, and then I knew I was gonna go to heaven. Okay? When I died. If I had that in me believing all that nonsense, and I knew I was going to go to heaven, there wouldn't be anything a motherfucker could say to me that would, like, piss me off, be like, motherfuckers say, fuck you stupid, whatever. I'd be like, hey, that's your choice, buddy. I got my salvation fucking, I got my place in heaven lined up. If you don't want to believe, that's on you, buddy. But that's not how these motherfucking Jesus-freak cuckfucks think, man. They want, in order for them to feel better about the sacrifices they're making, they want you or me as a non-believer to fucking suffer. Because if I can sleep in on Sundays and watch football, and I can keep all my money I make, and I can fucking, have premarital sex, and not have to get married, have a family, and just enjoy my life as a sinner, that eats at these motherfuckers, man. They hate that shit. They need validation. So in other words, in order for them to, to feel like what they're doing is like just or whatever, they need to see other people doing it. And then people like me who ain't with the program, they need to see me suffer. They absolutely hate the fact that, I get to enjoy my life the way I want to. These Republicans that Ron DeSantis, the cuckus, that, governor of fucking Florida. Yeah, Ronald DeCuckus. That's his fucking name, dude. He always talk about freedom. Like fuck woke. Fighting for freedom. No, you're fighting for the freedom to impose your fucking made up nonsense on my motherfucking ass. Fuck you, Ron DeCuckus. You're a fucking cuck. You fascist motherfucker. You look like a fucking dick anyway. I read a story about this motherfucker. I read a story about him, Ron DeCuckus. He, when he was in college, when he was dating, first dating a woman, he'd take her to like a Thai restaurant, and he would say, "Hey, What kind of Thai food you want to order? Like thigh, like your thigh, intentionally. And if the woman corrected him and say, no, it's pronounced, you know, Thai, not thigh, he'd ghost her ass. Wouldn't ask her out on a second date. But if she sit there and did say shit and let it slide, he asked her out on a second date. What kind of dickless, micro penis, fascist motherfucker does shit like that? That's what it boils down to. I bet you his dick is so fucking small. His wife has to be fucking other men. Gotta be. No fucking way. Because only a dickless motherfucker will do shit like that. If your dick is fucking big enough, you don't need to fucking do that shit. Your ego is fucking fine. You don't need to fucking, put like a stupid test in front of a woman like that. You don't have to. You're confident in yourself. That's why I got to. I mean, if you measure the fucking cocks of these fucking little, these fucking Republicans, I bet you they're fuckers probably 3 inches or less. No doubt. They say the average size cock is like 6 inches. So that means that there's a lot of them under it, and there's some above it. I bet you Republicans are way under it. Fucking sexually frustrated, fucking dickless motherfuckers, man. Basic fucking, science, man. Psychology. If you're secure in yourself, you don't need to impose your will on other people. I don't go around imposing my will on people. If you want to go to church, go ahead, dude. You want to get married, go ahead. Don't mean I got to. I like my life. Anyway, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers, man. But you guys go ahead, and I've been on here like 36 minutes. Oh, wow. Long ass video. But anyway, you guys go online, go on YouTube, check out the Lisa Edwards, Knoxville, Tennessee police, fucking horrific fucking video. And check out the Karen Gardner from Loveland, Colorado police video. Horrific how these fucking cops treat people. And it's like now they're turning to old ass white women and fucking beat down and fucking, treat horrifically. Unreal. And I've always said this, eventually one day white people are going to start getting the fucking brunt of these fucking cops. And it's happening. But of course, white America, back to blue. I'm patriotic. No, you're not. You're a phony patriotic fascist cuckbuck. Fuck you. All right, guys, I'm out. You guys have a good night. And I'll be on in a day or two.